Hi friends, another topic under international relations. We are going to discuss the geopolitics of Japan and India-Japan relationship. If you are an IAS aspirant or simply a student studying political science or international relations, you should know the basics of the geopolitics of any country. You should also know the relationship between that country or that region with India. In this video, I'm going to give an overview of India-Japan relationship, the essence of the relationship, as well as the geopolitics of Japan. Whenever you study a country under political science or international relationships, study across different dimensions like society, economy, politics, history, defense, and so on. Always have a mental map. Don't memorize lots of facts in a random manner. Now coming to Japan. Japan geographically is situated in the region of East Asia. It is a very populous country. The population is very high. The population density is more or less similar to India. It is around 12.5 crore. Japan is basically a group of islands situated in the Pacific Ocean. In fact, Japan is situated in a region that is largely prone to earthquakes and tsunamis. So, overcoming such geographical handicaps, Japan is an economic powerhouse today. It is the third largest GDP in the world after US and China. Japan comes under the category of developed countries. In fact, in Asia, Japan is the most developed country economically. Politically, Japan comes under Western Bloc. It is associated with the countries in Europe as well as USA when it comes to values like democracy as well as the economic philosophy of capitalism. If you look at the politics of Japan right from the period of Second World War, during Second World War, Japan was a very important power in Asia as well as in the world. In fact, Japan was the only main country in Asia that was not under the imperialism of European powers. In simple words, Japan was like a Britain or a Germany in Asia. Japan itself had imperialist ambitions. It wanted to conquer most of the parts of Asia at that time. During the Second World War, the empire was there in Japan. The emperor was ruling Japan. They had war as a policy. They wanted to fight with other countries, invade and conquer other countries and establish the Japanese empire throughout Asia and even further if possible. China was one of the important countries that was devastated by Japan during Second World War and even before that. Historically, Japan and China are enemies. Even now, the relationship is not that good. During the Second World War, Japan fought on the side of the Axis powers along with Italy and Germany. During the end stages of the Second World War, Japan attacked the Pearl Harbor in US. In turn, US dropped 2 atomic bombs on the cities of Nagasaki and Hiroshima in Japan. It was devastating in nature. Many people died. Later, Second World War came to an end. So keep in mind, till Second World War, Japan was a large empire. Economically, it was powerful. Militarily, it was very powerful. In simple words, it was a Asian British empire that had an ambition to conquer all of Asia. Right? So this was the situation. It was a very aggressive imperialist power. Japan was responsible for many deaths in countries in Asia. After Second World War, the politics of Japan changed drastically. US dropped the nuclear weapons on Japan. But after the Second World War, Japan itself became a friend of US. It became a part of the Western Bloc. US was a leader of the Western Bloc. Along with that, many European countries, mainly the Western European countries like UK, France, Italy, Germany were part of the Western Bloc. Now, Japan was associated with this bloc. Till 1950s, US largely controlled the foreign policy and defense of Japan. In 1950, around 1950-51, Japan was able to get its sovereignty back. At the same period, US and Japan signed a defense agreement. According to this, US takes responsibility for the defense of Japan. Apart from that, US troops would be stationed in Japan for the defense of Japan. Even today, thousands of US soldiers are stationed in this Japanese island called Okinawa. US has taken the responsibility for providing the protection for Japan in case of a war, and specifically in case of a nuclear attack by another country. This is called a nuclear umbrella. Nuclear umbrella is nothing but the protection given by US to its allies, okay, using its nuclear weapons. Apart from Japan, South Korea and Australia also come under the nuclear umbrella of US. If you attack these countries, automatically you become the enemy of Uncle Sam, US. You are gone, period, right? So this is a relationship between US and Japan. After Second World War, the Japanese constitution was amended and the military policy was abandoned for a pacifist policy. Pacifist policy means not going for war, but taking care of the security of the country. This is called a pacifist policy, right? So Japan, largely a democracy, it has been ruled mainly by liberal democratic parties after the Second World War. So Japan is largely a progressive country in Asia. It shares many similarities with India. In fact, apart from India, in Asia, Japan is the only large democratic country. So India and Japan share a very special relationship. We are natural partners. After the devastation caused by the nuclear weapons, many people across the world thought that Japan will never rise. But to the surprise of everyone, the hard-working Japanese reconstructed their country. It was simply an economic miracle. Later, Japan became a manufacturing power. Okay, even today, Japan supplies manufacturing goods across the world. They are world leaders in sectors such as automobile, heavy electricals, electronics, and IT. Many European countries and even US imports these high-end manufactured goods from Japan. Japan slowly overtook the economies of Germany, France, UK, and today it is the third largest GDP in the world after US and China. So definitely the word miracle, in fact, is an understatement regarding Japan. The Japanese people are very hard-working. Countries like India should learn discipline and hard work from Japan. We are also hardworking and disciplined, but we have many other things to learn from Japan. Coming to the political alliance of Japan at the international level, it is aligned with the Western Bloc, very important and close friend of US. In the Indo-Pacific region, it has good friendship and alliance with Australia, South Korea. It also has good friendship with many Southeast Asian countries. In the Indo-Pacific region, many countries don't have good relationship with China. As already explained, China and Japan are historical enemies. So many countries in this region look forward to the Japanese leadership and for containing Chinese hegemony in the Indo-Pacific region. In the South China Sea as well as East China Sea, China is claiming many areas as its own territory. So it is challenging the sovereignty of many other countries in this region. So Japan is a very important player here, right? Now coming to India-Japan relationship. India and Japan, first of all, we are natural partners. We have many common values. India is a democracy, Japan is a democracy. Both are peace-loving countries. Even though India is maintaining nuclear weapons, we have no first use policy. We are not for using hard power. Apart from that, both India and Japan are for stability and prosperity and peace in the world, especially in the Indo-Pacific region. To give a brief chronology of India-Japan relationship, after independence, India maintained good friendship with both Eastern Bloc and Western Bloc. Since Japan is a part of Western Bloc, we maintain good relationship with Japan also. Indian Prime Minister at the time, Mr. Nehru visited Japan in the year 1957. So the friendship was largely good. We should be thankful to Japan for its economic assistance during the 50s, 60s, and 70s when we were facing many problems like war, famine, food shortage, and so on. And Japan also helped India immensely in industrial development. It shared technology with India. The Indian automobile sector and heavy industrial sectors like electronics and electricals largely benefited from the collaboration with the Japanese firms. For example, Maruti, Indian firm, and Suzuki, Japanese firm, worked with each other. The alliance largely helped Indian automobile industry. But slowly, there were some frictions. Since Japan was a part of the Western Bloc, when India tested its second nuclear weapon in the year 1998, Japan was not happy. Along with US, it imposed sanctions on India. Later, once again, the relationship normalized. In the year 2000, India and Japan signed a friendship agreement. In the year 2014, this was expanded to the next level in the form of a comprehensive strategic global partnership. Just before that year, in the year 2013, India and Japan signed an agreement under which Japan will develop a large scale bullet train network in India. The construction is going on. So overall, Japan is an important contributor to India in terms of infrastructure investment as well as providing technology. In the year 2007, the Quad Alliance was started by Japan. It was a brainchild of then Japanese PM Shinzo Abe. Under Quad, India, Australia, US and Japan are cooperating with each other to ensure a peaceful, prosperous, rules-based Indo-Pacific region. Apart from that, containing Chinese hegemony and expansionist plans are also an objective of Quad. So here also we are natural partners. And recently in the year 2020, India and Japan signed an alliance for cooperation in logistics also. Already we have signed such an agreement with another friend, US. In the year 2017, overcoming the Japanese suspicions after 1998, we signed a civil nuclear agreement for cooperation in the civil nuclear sphere. Okay. So here we are looking to obtain high-end technology from Japan. Even India can supply equipment, spare parts with regard to civil nuclear reactors to Japan in future. At the international level, politically we are cooperating under the G4 group. Under the G4 group, India, Japan, Brazil and Germany are supporting each other's bid for permanent membership at the UN Security Council. So this is another cooperation at the larger international level. Apart from that, India and Japan are cooperating with each other as far as economy is concerned under the AAGC, Asia Africa Growth Corridor. Like the BRI initiative of China, this is a economic infrastructure projects undertaken by India and Japan in Africa. Indirectly, we are getting the cooperation of Africa also as far as Indo-Pacific region is concerned. When bilateral trade is considered, even though India and Japan already have a free trade agreement, unfortunately the volume of bilateral trade is very less. It is around $18 billion only annually, very less. Japan is the third largest economy in the world, is it not? But the bilateral trade is only 18 billion. We have to take this further. In fact, due to trade protectionism, both countries are not allowing free movement of goods, services. So in future, based on negotiations, we should increase the bilateral trade. Apart from this, we should make the maximum out of soft power, diplomacy, education, people-to-people ties, cooperation when it comes to supporting each other regarding international issues like global climate change, WTO trade talks, global peace, prosperity, stability, and so on. So this is the overall nature of India-Japan relationship. Japan and India are natural partners. We should not lose this special friendship with Japan. This relationship should be taken forward to further strengthen the win-win cooperation between India and Japan. Thank you.